In a world of mystery and magic, danger lurks behind every turn and terrible threats lurk in the shadows, unseen by everyone. In the Savras Archipelago, the Windjammer, Maeve Lamborn, needs to land a new patron in the worst way. Low on supplies and desperately needing the armaments to survive the Descensian threat, she's willing to take any job. A mysterious stranger offers her a simple task for a huge payout: retrieve a stolen relic. She jumps at what sounds like easy money to refit and restock her ship. Then she discovers the easier the job, the more it might get them all killed. Check out the Shadow Phoenix Saga on ProjectShadow.com. New episodes every Tuesday.
Hi, I have a new thing out. It did a trailer thing. Hi. I don't know why I feel like so out of practice on this. I do a stream every Sunday. I do a stream every Thursday. I do a stream lately every Friday. So like, it's not like I'm out of practice. It's just I haven't been here in a while. Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Charlie. I'm a non-binary hot mess, and I have a new book out. It's called The Shadow Phoenix Saga. Y'all have heard me talk about this forever, but now people outside the United States can read and or listen to it however they want. But before I go on, way too much. I am not alone. I am joined today by the wonderful Megan McCarthy.
Hello.
And the phenomenal, really needs to read me for filth because of my bad lighting and all of the things that I do with the digitals, Laura Nettles.
Yeah.
It has been a while. How is everybody doing? Hi. I'm a little punch drunk. It's launch week. I have done so many podcast recordings, so much scheduling, so like the goal is for the book launch to be completely on autopilot so that if I get unhealthy for some reason, chapters continue coming out. And it's a lot, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a lot. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good. I've just been crocheting. Whee!
Currently downloading Unreal Engine so that I can do some tutorials for work.
Oh, fun.
Not the biggest fan of Unreal. It's not bad. It's just a thing that is very popular and so ubiquitous.
I've never used it before, so.
When I was flirting with the idea of getting back into game design, because I really, really want to make a game and realized I don't want to be a software engineer anymore, ever in my life. I want to have ideas and have other people write code. Capable of writing the code, just debugging. Yeah, I played with Unreal for a while because their licensing terms, at least when I looked at it, were not bad to use as a game engine, but yeah, I am, that part of my life is over and I'm fine with that. Hello, Maggie. How are you doing today? I hope the winds are treating you well. May the winds treat all of us well. We have storms on the horizon for us as well. Hello, CB. How are you doing? Hello, Cool Gamer. How are you doing? Hello, Jen. How are you doing? I am under strict orders from Mr. Spence to not contradict people who say things like this to me under penalty of pain. And not the good kind of, ooh, pain. The bad kind of, oh, God, pain. So, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
It has been a lot lately. I'm just saying. Let's see. CB says, I'm okay, a bit hulky. Uh-oh. Because you're... Oh, stupid coordination. And
Why is StreamYard not showing me comments?
oh, that's
You're just special,
problematic.
Megan.
Let me see if I can... Oh, there's are all the comments. I had to refresh it. That's weird.
Yeah, I almost face planted on our deck the other day because there's a step down and I went to take the step down and my leg was like, what, I'm supposed to support you now? And luckily, there was a chair not that far away that I was able to grab onto and not go all the way down. So yeah, coordination, feel it in literally in my bones. And as the front gets closer, feeling it even more so in them. So, if anybody's unaware about the book that's out, I guess I should talk about it for a little bit. This is Raid. This is the book that I had up on Vela that I went through all of the fun times with Amazon over. See previous videos for details about the fun times that I had with them about it. And
Sorry, I just saw Stevie's comment.
yeah. I get it. I speak badly about myself way too much. But so yeah, I took it down from Vela. In fact, none of my stuff is currently available on Kindle Vela. Everything has been returned to me and shall be going out into the wider world in the not too distant future. So yay! And I decided to start off with this one because I loves it so much, and y'all seemed most excited about the Epic Fantasy series. Yes, this is the series that we will eventually get to all of the Murder Radishes. We only get to meet one of them in the story. We get to meet Iron Crane in this story, who is, I think, adorably cute, and I want to pinch his cheeks, but your mileage may vary. We also get to meet our magical furries in this series, and technically this one only has a magical scaly in it because we get to meet Jade Crescent and Dreamclaw, and Jade is a beautiful, beautiful, giant hulking sand shark of a human. So technically not a furry. I understand the difference, but I love these characters. They will be important throughout. But let's just say book one opens with the end of the world. Literally. Apocalypse, day one. Like, we meet our characters, we find out their names, Apocalypse. So, we thought it would be fun to back up a little bit and give you a sense of the world pre-apocalypse so that when apocalypse happens, you know what's lost and what's going haywire. Maeve and the crew, I absolutely love them. They will continue to be a presence throughout the series. This isn't a prequel that doesn't have any other connections later, though we are going to switch our POV characters in after about 12 chapters. So, well, thank you. There's a lot coming. I hope y'all really feel that way, because after I get this scheduled, all the Blinded Angels stuff is going to get scheduled, and I'll let you know, book 2 in that series is already finished. I was just really, really mad at Vela and not wanting to put it up there. But I felt it would be weird to have, like, if you want to read book 1, it's on Vela. Here's book 2. Like, it felt oddly passive aggressive. So that will be the next set to go. We then have the Whisper in the Dark books, which will also be coming out this year, and I absolutely love them, though content warning, they get bloody and violent. Like, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of trigger warnings for the self-harmies, because one of the characters in the story struggles with the self-harmies. Not saying any of the characters in this book have any of my own personal attributes in history assigned to them, but it is one of my favorite book series, and all 3 of those are also written. So hopefully you mean it when you say you need all the stories, because and my Magic School series will be coming out this year.
Damn.
So book 1 in House of Blood and Flames will also be coming out this year, which is it's more magical college than it is magical high school. And book 1 is so tame compared to book 2 because book 1 and 2 are already written in that as well. So, and yeah, there's a lot of content. I have a lot in my vault that I'm just like, why is this sitting here? Be free! Like I'm turning into the Wicked Witch at the end of The Wizard of Oz. Fly, my pretties, fly! So yeah, there will be an insane amount of content coming out from me this year, and hopefully y'all are actually here for it. But the nice thing is, if you are following over on the Substack, each one is being given its own section. So if there is content that you're not so into, you can just say, don't give me that. And also there's a lot of other material that will be coming out over there behind the I am sorry for it book paywall. Though I have an idea of how the paywall may change. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Hello, Spence. I was just speaking of the threats that your husband had given me about my talking down about myself. How are you? How are Tater and Todd? Yeah, I'm really excited for this year and really terrified because it will soon be illegal for me to leave my house in the state that I live in. We are having a lot of conversations about this. Well, it's not illegal for me to leave my house. It's just it will be illegal to appear in public in clothing not assigned to your birth gender in the state of Missouri, because while it was Tennessee just decided to ban drag, our state was like, no, I could do much worse than that. Let me show you how bad it could get. So that's fun, considering, restaurant and family and all of that. There's a lot of things that make it hard to leave, but knowing that I will have to go into full boy mode anytime I have to leave the house, like legally have to go into full boy mode. And I'm very concerned about what they mean by this, because it is written vague enough. This might count as being illegal.
Oh.
Because it simply says present in a manner. So I'm guessing makeup is out and they may want me to cut my hairs. So yeah, it's the 1950s here in America's heartland. It's all good. If you want to know what it feels like to put out a book with a lot of queer characters while your state is going absolutely crazy, there's a new episode of the Project Shadow podcast that came out today. It's called Queer Defiance in the Shadow Phoenix Saga. And I go into detail about all of this nonsense. And yes, it very much. There's part of me that hopes that it will not fail. A friend of mine who is as cisgender as they come. I mean, bearded man, very manly man, has already decided if this law passes, he is going to buy a beautiful dress and just parade around Walmart until he gets arrested. And I'm just like, you don't have to do that, right? I mean, thank you. But, you don't have to do that, right? He's just like, this is wrong. I'm going to stand up. I'm like, it will be fun watching them arrest a big burly man in a dress at Walmart. Things are interesting.
Oh.
My rating brain has also been broken. I am kind of hoping to get some of the writings done today, but I'm probably going to spend the first sprint, which, yes, there will be sprints. I know lots of the blah, 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 but there will be sprints. Probably answering emails, because I realized while I was setting everything up for this stream, a bunch of questions came in in email that I need to get back to. So I don't have twins, but I do have a lot of children that keep taking up all my attention. So, kind of understand a little bit. Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. Um, yeah, I have a feeling that he won't be the only one that does that. But yeah, it's an interesting time to live here. It is an interesting time to live here. We just
Make it an event, have like a whole bunch of people dressed in opposite gendered clothing and like traipse around Walmart and have it be the invasion of Walmart.
we have been debating how much we want to nuke our lives because we have been talking about throwing an opposite day party
Oh, that sounds so
where
much
there
fun.
would be a really high cover to get into the restaurant unless you are dressed in
Mm-hmm.
clothing that is opposite your birth gender, and then it's free. Just to be, and see the fun thing about that is we may actually be able to skirt the law with that because what you do in private is still not illegal, and that
Mm.
technically might make it a private thing. Though I can still see the people that don't like us calling the police to get us raided. But it
Yeah.
would be a thing.
Roy! Oh my gosh.
It would be a thing either way, and it's like, how badly do we want to blow our lives up?
Yeah.
Because that would be a thing. I keep having the weird dreams about the Ohio's. At least I'm assuming it's Ohio because Carrie shows up a lot. Whoop, we're fighting over Stephanie. Oh, hands up. Hands up. I'm not doing it no more. It's fine. It's fine.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. It's been a. It is what it is. I am doing okay. My offspring not so much, but it's
Aw.
it's getting addressed. It's getting worked on, and no, I have not broken down and cried. No, I haven't gotten mad. I mean, I've gotten mad, but I haven't cried. But things are being taken care of, and we're just moving forward, and that's all that we can do, I guess.
I feel like this
It's been a.
I really
been
feel
like a
it's
hectic
year of tears.
This year has been crazy. That's all I can say. Crazy.
Yeah.
How's everyone else on screen?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had a bowl of clam chowder and I've been crocheting, and so it's been a pretty good day for me.
I exist in a fascist state that's going to have literal laws about what I'm allowed to dress in when I leave my house. But I've got a new book out, so
Yay!
Woo.
I mean, yay on the second part.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, it's like there's a reason why queer humor is just dark humor. Like, yeah, and yeah, everyone together. Yeah, do. I think it would be really funny to get a whole bunch of people to just dress up and like just go somewhere and sing "Part of Your World" just because they're also so worked up over The Little Mermaid right now. Like, that's just, I don't know. Let's have just all of it out. Oh, and I bet I could talk Lily into coming back to town dressed up as a green M&M. Oh, we could go for it. All of their little picadillos, we can go for it. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be great. Or not. I don't know. So
I'll come wearing my book lovers t-shirt because they are terrified of books, and
yeah, they are trying to pass Florida-style censorship laws here, except for they're arguing over who should have the authority. And literally, the reason we don't have it yet is there are two competing bills in committee. One that sets up a board like they did in Florida, where they can appoint all of the crazy people to be on it. And the other one literally says, no, the local church congregations. And
church congregations. The
Um,
fuck?
um, both of these are probably unconstitutional, but one of them a little bit more than the other.
Yeah, I would say so.
Plus, I mean, this is a state where we have the whole Bear Mountain cult, and if you're not familiar with the Bear Mountain cult, you will be eventually when they have their like Waco moment, because it's going that way. They're a fundamentalist sect who believe that the AR-15 is the rod of iron prophesied in the Bible, and they literally have submachine guns on their altars and stuff. Yeah, they're fun. They're out by Branson. If you need to write a good horror story and are like, what's the weirdest cult we could get, just look up the Bear Mountain people. Like, I'm really curious what kind of books they would ban, because they're part of every conspiracy theory in the world. Like, they make QAnon look simple. So I'm really curious. Like, okay, well, they are a lot of the local churches out around there. Like, what would they ban? I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of ultra-violent books in the in the kids section. Are there novelizations of the John Wick series? I'm pretty sure they would have those in like the kindergarten book section. They're scary people. Oh,
Yay, Maggie's internet is back.
I'm sorry. So sorry for the Weens.
I'm surprised my internet is coming through myself, but yay.
So, what was I doing? Why am I so rusty? Like I said, it's not like I've not been streaming. I still do like 1, 2, 3 to 4 streams a week, even though none of them are on this channel. Why is it all of a sudden like I'm streaming back over here and it's like, I've never done this before. What is this magic? Like, what? What is it? I don't understand. Alrighty, so I am having a hard time picking the timer because I just wanted to use a simple timer, because if I do get to writing, we tested this before the stream started, and my Remarkable tablet has a screen share function. So I can just handwrite on screen during the sprints when I get to actually doing some writing. So I don't know. It may not work well, but I'm excited about that. So that's what we'll be doing then. So I was just going to pick a really pretty timer. So I thought to myself, where can I get really pretty timers? And it's difficult because only one place came to mind, and that is the wonderful channel of Miss Laura Nettles. So we've got a bunch of timers here with a bunch of times on it. And so that's, and a vlog that went, I forget that everything goes live if you hover over it now. Wee. Anyway, sorry. I'm in a place today. So, what are we thinking? Because we normally do 25s, but
There's a playlist if you hit playlists.
Yeah, but then I don't get to randomly go wee and have like live photo Laura doing things. But fine, we'll do it the right way.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's 143 timers in it.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I hit play randomly on it.
We're doing all of them. Woo!
We're doing all of those. This is in fact a forever stream, and take me to the playlist. Dang it! There we go. Dang. All right. So, what are we thinking for time?
2025 for me.
Yeah, I like doing 25s. So it's not Halloween, but I really want to do the Halloween calendars. Ooh, how about the really pretty daffodil one? Because I think we all want like happy spring stuff.
Sure.
How's that sound? Yeah, let's do that. Alrighty. Nope. What are you doing? That was not my fault. No, I don't. Do you know how many podcasts I've recorded today? Do you have any idea? It's been a crazy day. just so y'all know, Wednesdays are my meeting days because everybody was like, "We're free on Wednesdays." Sorry, you're not, but you can adjust your schedule, right? So, literally, up until about 30 minutes before we went live, I have been in meetings virtually all morning.
Oh man.
I've done schoolwork all morning with the children.
So, my brain is like,
That sounds just as fun.
have you not
My
used
brain
me
is
enough? Ooh, that's cool.
I didn't know that.
Ooh, perfect then.
And yay! Yeah, it just started raining here, and I'm really curious if we're gonna get some sound effects to go with it because my knee just did the whole like I have an ice pick here, just waiting, that like subtle like pressure pain that it gets before things go crazy. So this could be a fun sprint for me. Just say it. Alrighty, I am going to go answer some emails. I hope you all are having fun. I hope everything is good. We're going to go away, come back, and hopefully have something to show for it.
Do you have the volume up?
It's
Oh, it's at half. That's perfect.
okay. We'll put it back
Whatever works.
Alrighty, let's don't move the play button on me again. Okay, we are going to get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the chaos begin. Or technically continue. Spectacular! No, we're not going all the way over to the next one yet. Stop moving the controls on me, YouTube. All right. There we go. Hi. How are you? I know what I'm doing. I swears. It swears, I swears, I swears. So,
Sure.
no. Never been more unsure about anything in my life. So I got my emails done early and got about a page written.
Nice.
In the story. It's the first story writing I've gotten done in way too long. So hopefully that will continue. How did everybody else do during that sprint?
I started off that sprint by doing some chores around the house, and I put away the rest of the soup, so I can have that for dinner later. And then I worked on my Substack post, and I got stuck, and so now I'm looking at govtrack.com. Is it dot? What is it? Is it a dot? It's .us. govtrack.us, where I'm looking at the bills and resolutions that are currently in the government right now. I'm trying to look for book banning bans because I know they exist because I just saw one, but I lost it, so now I have to go through and search for it all over again.
So much fun.
I mean, research is fun, but when you have to do it twice, it's not
Right.
as much fun.
This is why I've had an Evernote account forever. I just throw everything in there and sort it out later. Research.
I have Evernote. I have all of them. I have, what is this one? Oh, that's Evernote. I have Evernote right there on my computer. I could use it. That's what it's there for.
Having tools and using tools are never quite the same thing. Experience.
Like having books and using books, not reading books.
Yeah.
I have so many unread books. So many.
I didn't think I had that many unread books until I went looking for a book, and then I realized, oh, there's lots of spaces in this. We still live in the RV. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff I've managed to squish around in this RV. I put 20 books. It's fine.
I put all my books on a spreadsheet, and then I marked whether they were read or unread, and then I sorted the list, and I was like, oh, I have way more unread books than I have read books.
I thought I was doing pretty good on not having a bad TBR until Megan tricked me into joining this app that's trying to be an alternative to all of the Amazon-owned reading sites.
Oh, yeah.
Because Amazon owns all of the other ones.
Which app is it?
Storygraph.
Yeah, I'm on that one too. There's a lot of reading challenges or whatnot on there.
And then I started putting in all the books that I had that I wanted to read, and I was like, wow, oh, my TBR is, But in fairness to me, it's not just my TBR, because I also put in a lot of the books that the hubby and I will put on a game and play a game together while having an audiobook on in the background a lot. Mm-hmm. We do that a lot for entertainment, so I put a lot of those books in there too. But it's kind of sad because those are the only books I've been finishing lately. And it's because he's just like, you want to do a game and a book tonight? Yeah. Let's do that. It also doesn't hurt that they're like all Star Wars books, and they've been really fun so far. CB got 202 words.
Nice.
Yay!
The others are a bunch of mundane zombie sheep. Oh, let me try to say that again. I started laughing in the middle of it. The others are a bunch of mundane zombie sheep who don't see what's right in front of them. You writing a story about U.S. politics? I mean, feels like. I know you were doing Stark for President for a while there. I mean, just, I don't know. Feels very...
Apropos.
Yeah, it feels like something I would say while watching the news. Oh. I have been working on a nonfiction book. I'm currently in the struggle of wanting to be working on the nonfiction book, but it's the only thing that I have been writing on for quite some time. And I am both upset at how many footnotes I have for it and how few footnotes I have for it. And I don't know if I should be erring on the side of, see, everything that I can say can be footnoted to another person. Or just having the courage to be like, I'm going to say these things. It is fun.
I worked on my story that is hopefully releasing at the end of this month, since technically we're in March now.
Ooh.
It's not an exciting scene. It's more of like it's this chapter that is before forcing the two characters together. So I guess it's needed. It's just not my most exciting scene. It's the scene I hate writing in all my books the most. Can't they just go there without having to explain why they got there or what forced them together?
That makes sense.
It's a small town romance is what I'm writing. So
I have so many projects that I've just been, whenever I get a moment that I have any clarity, jotting a little bit there, here, and a little bit there on, that I don't know after the buckets of books I've done what's going to be the next one. Though I found the draft of a story I started writing probably a decade ago. I made the mistake of reading through it, and I was like, I really like this. Why didn't I finish this? So I don't even know what the next thing will be.
about a year ago, I was reading through a draft of starting of a fantasy novel, like Magic Castles Dragon fantasy novel, because we were driving, and so I was reading it, and I didn't read it all. And we get home, and Jackson's like, "Hey, you should read some more of it." And I said, "Okay." And I get to some points, and they made me laugh. I'm like, "Oh, a talking fish, of course, why not?" Like, it's obvious. Like, there's parts of it that made me laugh. And then I was getting to the end of what I wrote, and I left it off on a cliffhanger. And my son goes, "What happens next?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "What do you mean you don't know? You wrote it." I'm like, "I haven't wrote it yet. Sorry, bud. That's all I got." And so now he's like, "When are you going to finish it? I need to know what happens next. I need to know what happens next."
Maybe that's the hint that you should write that, because that's how The Hobbit happened.
So I think right now it's like it's 20,000 words. So it's not like there's a good chunk of it written. I mean, not compared to like Lord of the Rings, but still, there's a good.
Well, no, I was just saying that's how The Hobbit happened. Tolkien was reading the chapters to his kids, and they kept pestering him. Well, what happens next? What happens next? And he was writing chapters to read to the kids because his kids kept pestering him about what happened next in the story. Like that's literally how The Hobbit happened.
That's funny. So, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that might be a sign from the universe of maybe this is the beginning of your middle grade / YA. I don't know what era, which if it's in
I don't know
writing journey.
I mean, there's the character has the ability to talk to animals, apparently, is what I wrote. I didn't plan out, I just wrote it, like, however it came out of my mouth. There's a dragon that she's, like, bonded to for whatever reason. It was I was just writing as I went along. There's, like,
I'm not 100% sure about the other ones, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's also how Winnie the Pooh happened. Yeah.
Oh, I love Winnie the Pooh.
One of my favorite book series by Philip Ardaugh. The first one is called A House Called Awful End. It was written as letters to his nephew at a boarding school. So he would write a chapter in a letter and mail it to his nephew, and the teacher would read them out loud to the class so everybody could hear.
That's
Nice.
funny.
That's also how The Witcher came about, because he had been writing a bunch of other stories, and his son didn't like any of his books. And he was like, "So, kid, what do you want?" He's like, "I don't know, something like with fairy tales, but like you write it." And if you read all of the original Witcher short stories, which is how it began, they are retellings of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves and Sleeping Beauty and Beauty and the Beast. All of the original Witcher stories are really messed up variants of fairy tales.
Pooh Bear is my favorite CB. Like, I go classic with that one.
I am Eeyore, so I mean, I guess I kind of gotta say that I like him. I also married Tigger. Like, that's been his nickname since before we got together. Because have you met him? Like, Brian is in every possible way. Like, God help us, if he had a tail, he would be pogoing around on it everywhere. Like, he would find a way. I do remember at one point when they first came out, those chairs that are basically like a walking stick that open up into a chair.
Okay.
He would sit in those and bounce around all over the places, doing the whole Tigger bouncy, 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 bouncy.
I remember one year I asked my parents for a pogo stick and they actually gave it to me. And I was like, cool. But I got really good at learning at pogo sticking.
I really want to know what was going through my parents' minds with that, because I asked for a pogo stick and they were like, after what happened with you and the skateboard, no. And I'm like, okay, so the skateboard gave me the magical ability to once in my life do a full split.
Ouch.
And I get it. Yeah, I never wanted to touch the damn thing again. But what did you think was going to happen to me with a pogo stick? Like, I'm going to jump in the air and get caught on a cloud or something and get stretched out, like turned into tap. Like, what did you think was going to...
Take them to the room.
Like, I'm so confused. Like I understand like why scooters were out, skates were out, because my sister took me out. I learned how to skate, got to the point where I felt confident, and then an idiot broke my arm.
Ow.
They were trying to get over to the concession, and they came right at me and hit. I was a little kid. I was about 7, 8 when this happened. And he literally hit me in the middle of my chest with his hand and used his momentum to lift me up and basically throw me over his head.
Ow.
And I landed arm first behind him and broke my arm. So I technically did not break my arm from skating, but the skates definitely got blamed.
Oh, man.
And I was not allowed to go skating anymore. But... yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious what they thought was going to happen between me and the pogo stick. Like, what
What is Spence's Winnie the Pooh headcanon?
I am terrified to find out, but also curious. Like, I've heard some dark Winnie the Pooh headcanons. So I had intended, after each sprint, to play the book trailer again to be like, yeah, I have it worked out. So I'm going to do that. So here we go.
In a world of mystery and magic, danger lurks behind every turn and terrible threats lurk in the shadows, unseen by everyone. In the Savras Archipelago, the Windjammer, Maeve Lamborn, needs to land a new patron in the worst way. Low on supplies and desperately needing the armaments to survive the Descensian threat, she's willing to take any job. A mysterious stranger offers her a simple task for a huge payout: retrieve a stolen relic. She jumps at what sounds like easy money to refit and restock her ship. Then she discovers the easier the job, the more it might get them all killed. Check out the Shadow Phoenix saga on ProjectShadow.com. New episodes every Tuesday.
I'm so unnaturally excited about all these things that are coming out into the world. Let's see.
As you should be.
I mean, from personal experience, because I am very much Eeyore and Tigger is very much, and Brian is very much Tigger. Yeah, I mean, 26 years is pretty good track record. But yeah, it is really funny because when I get into like full Eeyore mode, Brian will look at me and just go, "Oh bother," because he knows it both makes me laugh and makes me want to stab him. But it does snap me out quite effectively. Because I'm really good at getting into the full like everything's bad.
Honestly, unpopular opinion here. I think Rue is the most unnecessary character.
Wait, which one's Rue?
I do not disagree. I think you just proved the point right there.
Yeah, wait.
Kanga's kid, the little kangaroo.
Kanga's
Kanga
child.
and Rue.
Kangaroo. Kangaroo.
Gotcha.
I do believe you just proved the point. Right there.
I know Winnie the Pooh, I promise. I just forgot about one character.
No, but because they're unnecessary in 2018.
Well,
yeah, I agree. I don't. Rue, I just.
Ooh, CB's going after Piglet though.
I love Piglet.
I love Piglet too.
I still can't spell, but I would always call Piglet Pliget growing up.
I have feelings about Piglet. Rabbit, though, I have known so many rabbits in my life, and I will just say, Tigger would have made stew by now. Like, I know we're living in a children's book where Tigger is not technically an hyper carnivore like a tiger would be, but Rabbit is a pain in the butt, and Tigger would have made stew by now. I'm just saying. Like, a tiger and a bear would have eaten Rabbit by now. I don't see a way through that.
What were your thoughts on Owl?
I love Owl.
Okay, so I am old, so you have to bear with me on this. It took forever for people to convince me that the owl from the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial was not the owl from Winnie the Pooh. And I would always use that Tootsie Roll commercial to prove that Owl did in fact have a sense of humor. But that Christopher Robbins got enough of it from the others, so he didn't show that part of himself. And it was a very long time. It was a very long time for people to convince me as a child that no, not all owls are the owl from Winnie the Pooh. And I was like, no, not all owls, but definitely that owl from the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial is the owl from Winnie the Pooh. A 1, a 2, a 3, because he's teaching a very valuable lesson. Don't trust other people with your Tootsie Roll Pop. What are you doing?
I have an owl. It's not like any particular owl, but my grandma collected owls, so in her memory, I got an owl.
I loved Archimedes from Sword in the Stone.
Yes.
Except for in the book. I have to say, I love the Disney version a lot more than is that T.E. White? I can never remember his middle initial. T.H. White? T.E. White? The book is great. The book is fine. The book is much more farcical than the Disney one. But Archimedes is always pooping on Merlin's head in the book. Like, Merlin is basically Radagast from the Hobbit movies in the book. Like, he's always got owl poop because he insists on keeping the owl under his hat in case he needs him. And the owl is just, like, done with it and just poops on his head. And it's, like, throughout the book, there's just, like, random acts of owl poo. And that's too much for me. That's just too much. Like, that's just... No. And I'm really glad that Disney did not allow for that in the animated version. Which is definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. That was actually, we started reading those books right before uh before Sludgy Cauldron, uh Goblet of Fire, right? Before anyway, right before the fourth book came out. And a friend of ours was like, "You will really, really like these." Da 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 da, and definitely used the owls, to trick me into watching first the movies, and then when
Then have
oh,
I got a book for you. It's called The Tale of Rufus. Oh, who is it by? I need to look it up. It's such a good book.
I actually have one of the nightlights that we have over there.
Peter Fellows.
It's a
It's a self-published book. It was a really good book, though.
DM me the name of that so I don't forget. But
Yeah.
one of the nightlights that we have over there is actually a stained glass owl that has a light in it, and it's all pretty and spooky at night when we want an extra light in here. I was big fan of the owls. Of course, my absolute favorite critter is, of course, the dragonfly, because they purdy and they weird. And I like the purdy and the weird. And we have so many of them around here, and I love going out and playing with them. Alrighty, so I kind of want to try to do the screen share thing, but I feel like my brain will like stop me from writing if I do the screen share thing. But I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try for the sprint to do that. So that means I have to open this up. I'm still learning how to do all the things, so I may have just hit the wrong button because it did not pop up. Oh, I did. Yeah, cancel. Yeah, we're not ready for that yet. Share. Present with screen share. Pair with app. Okay. I will be running a timer on locally because StreamYard only lets you share the one thing. Alrighty. So this is actually, if you notice, it will say page 1 of 1. This actually isn't page 1 of 1. This is a further chapter in one of the stories that I'm working on, but I had been working on it on screen. And what I have learned is staring at a light box is very, very bad for my eyes.
Yeah.
And so I basically have picked up where the story ended and continued from there, and I'll just piece it together from there. So this is the screen of the tablet. It works really, really well. You got a special stylus that has these special tips. It really feels like writing with a ballpoint pen, which is nice. And the most magical part of this whole thing is, hopefully this doesn't cancel the screen share, but when you're done, yeah, it's going to cancel screen share. I can't do it. When you're done, that button that's blacked out at the bottom, if you click that, there's a thing there that says convert to text.
Cool.
And it does an amazing job at converting my handwriting, which is not the neatest, into text. There are actually fewer typos that I have to correct when I handwrite than if I just typed, which is crazy.
CB wants to know if it's another 25 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to do another 25 minutes. I hope that this works well. I'm very curious what it's going to do when I turn page, because, like I said, we played with it a little bit earlier, but I've never actually used it on screen. And of course, there was an app update that changed one of the ways that it works. So I actually have to be on the screen that is doing the screen share. I can't be in StreamYard while I'm using it. So that's annoying. But we'll see how this works. Because I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. And if I had the money, I would definitely buy one of these for lots of people. Because I know a lot of people that would probably, like me, be a bit more productive when you have a tablet that cannot go on the internet. It has not a browser on it, so I have to stay focused. That's very handy. I like it. Alrighty, I'm pulling up a timer on my phone. I am setting it for 25 minutes. And yeah, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I forgot to say these last time because I'm out of practice. Make sure that you have something to hydrate with. Make sure that you are getting up and moving around periodically. And don't feel pressure to do anything. A lot of being able to get writing done is keeping your creative well filled up. If you need to listen to some music, if you need to have a little dance party, you need to watch a video, you need to do some knitting, you need to stare at a wall and daydream. It's all fine because self-care is productivity for writers. And with all that said, let's go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sprint. And that's the end of the sprint. How did everybody do?
I did pretty good. I got some more food. I made myself some yogurt with Nutella in it, and it was so good. And then I was writing for my Substack, and I'm stuck because the law that I thought that I had just read about today, I cannot find anymore. So maybe it doesn't actually exist, and I don't know. So, hi, Cat.
Oh, hello, Cat. So I did pretty good. I got about 2.25 pages. I average about 220 words a page in here. So let's call that 500. About around 500, maybe.
Cool.
Words that sprint. And yes, I do have a spreadsheet where I constantly keep tally of how many words on average I have on a handwritten page. Because, do you know me? Let's see. CB got 217 words, so some snaps for that.
Nice.
I have to say though, that's one of the reasons why I really like this thing is I start writing and I just write. It's something about that handwriting that just keeps me going. I even had to stop in the middle because I forgot the name of a couple of the characters and had to load up Plotter to make sure that I had their names right. And still,
You can't
right,
just put like main character 1, main character
I
2
can't do that.
abbreviation,
I can't do
MC1,
that.
MC2.
Yeah, my brain will not let me do that. I can't even use placeholder names for people because if I do, that will be their name. Like my brain gets very certain about things very, very quickly. Let's see. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't just evaporate your brain or send Bruce into a code green and give you to the Hulk to play with. Ooh. I don't know who said that and why, but somebody's in trouble. Somebody is in serious trouble. I got excited because I saw something. I have the live stream over there, and I saw a chat comment come up, and then I got confused because there's a delay. It's like a weird reverse delay where we're delayed over onto the YouTubes, but then the comments are delayed going back over here. See, Maggie says, watching the PWA Fantasy Writers Conference, and the speaker just said writing is just a very expensive hobby. If you write for yourself, you should write to sell. Oh, I have so many feels about this. Because yes, you can make money that way, but I have stopped reading so much fantasy because they're boring and they're the same story. Like not even the same tropes. Like I get it. Like there's only so many tropes that a genre can have. I get that. But they're the same story with the names changed. Like I think more fantasy writers need to at least write for themselves for a little bit to get reconnected to the genre. Because, dear God, I don't know what Gur did to the genre, but adding incest and dragons does not make your story fantasy. And how that became the low bar for the genre, I do not know. Am I allowed to say that word on YouTube? Well, I did. What would that be? Sibling naughties? If I were... That sounds even worse. Well, when you think about like all the things that people say to like not say the YouTube banned words, like some of them are actually worse than if I could just say the word.
Canoodling. Yes.
That's only slightly better.
Let's just call it Lannistering. We'll just call it Lannistering from now on. Oh. Natasha Roman. Ooh, said that too. I'm not telling. Well, if Natasha said it, they probably deserved it because she is not one to, threaten without cause, shall we say. She makes it sound like people who aren't writing to market shouldn't do it. Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. I write because it's a compulsion. Yeah, a lot. Look, writing to market is not a bad way to make money, and I admit that, but it is a way to destroy yourself and your soul and to hate yourself. I wrote to market for a while, and no, never again. And while some of those books are out of print, they will never come back. And it's not because I'm embarrassed by them, it's just because they're not interesting. They're just not. There's nothing special about them. The work that it would take to make them available, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. They did deserve it. And that's such a Natasha. It is very, very much that. And I just love that moment in the Avengers where she's just like plays the victim and then turns around and very seriously says, "Thank you for telling me everything I needed to know," and walks off.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you for your cooperation. Wait, what? Like, my biggest regret about the MCU is we did not get more scenes of Natasha and Loki playing off each other. Like, I just feel like they had such good chemistry in all of the, like, I don't know who's going to end up slapping who, but somebody's getting slapped, and it's probably going to be Natasha slapping Tom Hiddleston's cute little face. I'm just saying. Can't get her to answer any questions about vampires and werewolves that aren't Twilight. Even though she said that she liked the Blade. Okay, first of all, as somebody who actually reads supernatural romance to unwind, the Twilight thing's kind of very moved on from. Like, even in the vampire fiction, like it's not very Twilighty anymore. At least the stuff that I've been finding. So like that's an oddly dated reference to be going to. Like I don't remember him. Right? Yeah. Spoils the plot. Sounds like fun. Yeah, you're publishing it so she can have print copies on the boat. That's as good a reason to publish as any. Because look, I get where she's coming from and the whole right to market thing, but I will say, while everybody is freaking out about how like ChatGPT and AI is going to ruin everything, the robots are going to take our jobs. Yeah, if you're writing to market, yeah, I'm sure ChatGPT could probably write a better book than you because it's insert formula, spit out trash. Like that's what writing to market is, and those jobs are going to go away. But do we really need them? Like, work on your art, work on your craft. Like, just because I can go to a streaming service and listen to most of the music ever recorded does not mean that I don't like local bands and local musicians. Or even make music myself sometimes. Like, but the right to market stuff, like music is going to be done by a robot. Robots can do that easier and cheaper. Because it's an algorithm. It's why when I thought about making an album like that, I got so bored so quickly because it's literally an algorithm. Put this kind of beat with this kind of a bass line with this kind of a Hi, math melody over it. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It's robotic work already. And it sucks that people won't be able to make money off of that kind of robotic work, but it will also really make it clear who's doing that kind of robotic work. Like, humans are going to be necessary for a lot of fun stuff. Like I was talking earlier about how the hubby and I read a lot of Star Wars books together. And would I have created a character that is basically a southern pothead adventurer in space and put it in the middle of a Star Wars book? No. I don't even see that character really coming out of a board meeting. I have a feeling that they were like, I don't know, do some kind of a Han Solo thing. And they went, no, but they'll never notice. And created a brilliant character who, like, is a pot smoking. He's got himself a drawl. Like, everything's all right, y'all. It'll be fine. We'll get through this. But the engine's literally on fire and there are monsters outside. Want a stick? Like, would I have created this character? Well, I might have. But, like, would a committee at a major corporation have created this character? Probably not. He's very much sticks out. And I know the writer who actually did create this character. Ooh, that was
What
loud.
was that?
I have no idea.
It was a door closing in the building I'm in.
Ah, okay.
Oh. Damn, that was like loud.
Yeah,
I
my
didn't
mind
think
did
it was
not
gonna
go to
pick
door.
up.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Oh yeah, it was just that door. Like yeah, the door was closing really loud. That's all.
original characters, you know, we're going to need humans for that. Robots are not going to come up with original characters. That's the long and the short of it. But I kind of can't wait for Right to Market to die. I just, it's bad advice because it does not set you up with a career. I have a friend who's roughly my age who spent his entire career writing to market and is of an age demographic that they're starting to ask themselves, you know, maybe we should get some younger writers in here, and does not have a following as a writer because he just wrote to market. He wasn't getting fans of himself. He was just happened to get onto the TBR of people that read the tropes that he wrote. And he's kind of struggling right now to do some really, really amazing fantasy police procedurals that are just great. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not even a fan of police procedurals, and these books are just so outlandishly good. Like, I imagine if Brooklyn Nine-Nine met Constantine, but in like D&D. Like, they're crazy books, and I absolutely love them. But he's basically having to build an audience from scratch, even though he's sold millions of copies. Because he's worked for a lot of franchises, he's done a lot of novelizations, he's done a lot of work for hire, and he's done a lot of right to market. I want a career, not a job. But sorry, I got on a rant there. She said, what? I mean, yeah, Poochie does so well when you just throw Poochie in. It just, that's a Simpsons reference if anybody doesn't get it. They're trying to make their story more relevant, so they create an extreme dog character to add to Itchy and Scratchy. Yeah, that always works so well. So well. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Here are 5 whys and 5 hows. Like, Yeah, I actually agree with you on this. I enjoyed it as well. Do I see its glaring flaws? God, yes. Yes, it has so many. But it was trying to, it wasn't everything else. I am so, like, I got into fantasy writing because you never knew what you were going to get in the books. Because every author like, you never, from Piers Anthony book to Piers Anthony book, you didn't know what was going to be happening in that book because his mind went into strange places. And the same with a lot of the greats of the genre. But like, and I, no disrespect to a lot of the big writers right now, but like, I haven't bought a Brandon Sanderson book in a long time because I feel like I already know what that book is. And I say that for a lot of the big writers. Like, I can't even remember the last time I even thought about a Stephen King book because I feel like I know what his books are going to be. You know, like, that right to market thing just doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't seem. I mean, it can make you some money, but that's a weird way to win the lottery. It's, to me, the difference between writing to market and writing what you love is the difference between going, I'm going to make it rich by playing the lottery and then buying only scratchers. Like, that's that's doing the right to market thing. Yeah, you might get a couple wins here, there, and yonder, but you're not going to win Powerball playing the scratchers. You know, it's a different lottery pool that you're in. And yeah, no, I'm not. Whew, you got me having feelings. Feelings, Maggie. Feelings. Which is impressive because on most days I'm down to 1 to 2 emotions. And you have found a third one of, she said, what? Which is not quite anger, and it's not quite the ennui that makes you want to just turn off all the lights and pretend that no one's home.
It's almost like disgust, but not quite.
It's close. It's close. But yeah, I just. Yep. Oh no! This is a good thing. I need to have more emotions. Like, this is the fun thing about living with depression is it's like colors are just removed from the palette, so you can't paint with them. Like, that's the easiest way for me to explain like what a lot of like living with depression is like. And usually I'm left with only the one color, and that's just, let us have the ennui. Let us paint the world in grays and pretend that everything is darkness. Like, just, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. And so it's good to be reminded that there are other feelings out there. Oh, and I did mean to bring this up. We did get to watch Abigail Thorne's wonderful play, The Prince, which is over on Nebula. And if anybody is concerned, because I saw a lot of people concerned about this, it deserved every award that it won. It deserved every one of them. It was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. I do feel bad that it is marketed with Abigail's name as the biggest name on there, but it's just because of all of the people in the cast, she does have the most marketable name, but she is not actually the lead in the play. And it's so good. It is so good. Like, it's up there with like Hedwig and the Angry Inch and some of my other like absolute favorite movies. Good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. And is so beautifully original, even though I would say probably 40 to 50% of it is just them doing Shakespeare. But the context in which the Shakespeare is happening, those soliloquies mean different things. And those arguments and speeches and whatnot mean very different things. It is a masterclass in how context changes the meaning of dialogue. Because the most of the Shakespeare bits are unaltered and are not the same because of the context in which they are fitted.
Jules has a desert in the oven.
Alrighty, so I have had emotions and talked about a thing that I like. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Prince and you have a chance to watch it, definitely do that. I wonder if there's a way that maybe some kind of a viewing party kind of a situation. It's really good though. We had some friends over and we watched it together, and I did witness one of my real life best friends almost fall out of a chair. He was laughing so hard at one point. So, and it's always great when you get to see an actual raffle. Like, it's not just somebody typed in chat. You almost actually did roll on the floor laughing. Alrighty, I didn't do it again, and I said I was going to play the trailer after every sprint, but self-promotion is something that I'm bad at, which is why I now have a button, but I can go self-promotion time.
In a world of mystery and magic, danger lurks behind every turn and terrible threats lurk in the shadows, unseen by everyone. In the Savras Archipelago, the Windjammer, Maeve Lamborn, needs to land a new patron in the worst way. Low on supplies and desperately needing the armaments to survive the Descensian threat, she's willing to take any job. A mysterious stranger offers her a simple task for a huge payout: retrieve a stolen relic. She jumps at what sounds like easy money to refit and restock her ship. Then she discovers the easier the job, the more it might get them all killed. Check out the Shadow Phoenix Saga on ProjectShadow.com. New episodes every Tuesday.
It was fun doing the music for this thing, I have to say. And I know a lot of people are going to get very confused in Book Zero and being like, it gets a little epic for the events of Book Zero. And then you're going to get to like chapter 10. You're going to be like, oh God, I get it. I get it now. And then chapter 1 of book 1 will happen, and you'll be like, it should actually be darker. Like, can this music be darker? Like, can we make it darker? But I wanted a theme song that captured everything. And there are sirens outside now, so yay! Good night, CB. Have the fun. And congratulations on your 12-day writing streak. That's fun.
Yeah.
I would just take a 12-minute writing streak, but it's fine.
What? What is this spending time? What is this? This is weird. That's just weird.
Does spending time with their significant other count if they're in the same room?
My husband tends to think so.
Because right now, way over there is my husband on his computer.
That was the hardest sentence to get out of my face because I wanted to do the whole Agador Spartacus thing. I may have fallen into a birdcage lately on the YouTubes because I watched, after watching Matt Baum's wonderful video about the birdcage, YouTube went, oh, you like the birdcage? Would you like all of this other content related to it? Yes, please. Yes. So I've been watching so many like behind the scenes interviews with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams and Gene Hackman and all of these like, did you know, like breakdowns about things that happened along the side, and like it's been wonderful. But I'm like living the birdcage life right now, which is weird because that movie's like what, 20 years old? Is it? No, not quite 20 years old yet. No, not quite. A couple years because it came out in 95. Aww. Alrighty.
It came out in 95. It's like 28.
Is it? Is it like 30 years then? Dang, I'm old.
That's
Stop with this.
Wait,
Stop.
maybe actually, yeah, it's 28.
I hate time. Had a big falling out, and I just do not understand this. Wait, that does not seem right.
That's 3 years younger than me,
Because if it's 28,
which is my sister's age.
okay, so here's the thing. If it's 28 years old,
It could
Brian
be
and I got
27.
married in 96. One moment. Calculator. I'm doubting all of existence right now. I do not want any of these numbers to be true.
Now I feel really young. I was 14 in 96.
Everybody's just coming for me today. I see how it is. Yeah, 28 years. Dang. That's right. We've now been together for 27 years. Oh wow, that's
and how does that make you feel?
ancient. Ancient. Like, wait, that also means that my niece is 27 years old because she was born the same year that we got married.
Oh, look at
My youngest
Cat.
niece.
Look at all these babies we got.
See, that's why I generally measure things in Cat's lives now. Like, I have turned you into a unit of measurement. Because, yeah, everybody's coming for me. Okay, I see you. At least Maggie understands. You kids these days, you don't understand how different things were. They were trying to convince us that ketchup was a vegetable, which is not a joke. It sounds like a joke. I fully understand how it sounds like a joke, but no, they were full on trying to convince people that ketchup was a vegetable. And by them, I mean the
The
U.S.
lobbyists.
No, the U.S. Congress. Newt Gingrich himself went onto the floor of the Congress to argue that no, school meals are fine. They have vegetables. They have access to ketchup.
Pourquoi? Why? What
they
was the reasoning behind this? I was so confused.
They were cutting a lot of education funding, and one of the things that they cut was school lunches. And they also were changing the rules for what you could serve in schools and have it be considered healthy. And so they reclassified ketchup as a vegetable, so that vegetable
I won't say what I was going to say after that, but
oh, I think we all know. Yes. And I have to say, like, oh, it's just So we're going to go back to a timer. I don't know if anybody liked when I had the tablet up or not when I was during the last one. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to need to do some pain mitigation during the sprint, so it's going to be a very static screen because the front is almost here, and I feel knives inside all of my joints, which is my usual reminder to say, don't run up steps, kids. It's bad. It is bad. So I switched this over to the Aurora Borealis thermal because, yes, one of these days I will go somewhere where I can actually see the aurora. I want to see it with my own eyes.
My shoulders hurting from doing all this formatting.
Alrighty, so yeah, yep. Soy cheese was considered, yeah. Oh yeah, it was. I was so happy that I had graduated and feared for all of the kids left behind in the school system. Yeah, it was. The 90s were crazy, y'all. Like, people think the 80s were crazy, and they were. I have memories of them too, because old. But man, the 90s had a nice polished veneer, so people weren't paying attention to all of the messed up stuff. that was going on. So there's a lot of rosy memories that don't deserve to be there. Alrighty, we are going to do this sprint. This will probably, based on time, be the last sprint of the evening. And then we'll get back and do some of the chatty chats. Who knows? Maybe somebody will give me a fourth emotion for the day. That would be interesting. But
I'm
until
gonna
then,
skedaddle. But
have fun finding street bread.
congrats
See you
on your
later.
release.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take off too.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye.
Have of the fun. Have of the fun. And if anybody
Bye.
wants to check out the new book, you can go over to projectshadow.com and read it. The full text is available over there to read, or you can subscribe to the podcast over there if you just want to hear it. I am posting it to this channel, actually. So there's a video version of it here that, from what I've been able to hear from people, YouTube is not showing them. Because when I asked initially, a lot of people were like, yeah, I saw that. And then I asked a bunch of my friends that are not specifically in AuthorTube, but that I know follow the channel. And they were like, you haven't released a new video in a while. I'm like, you didn't even see my weird animated one? You did a weird animated one? Yeah. Okay. So, yay, YouTube audiobooks. Oh, and before I forget, I do not have it on this channel yet, but I do on my other channel. Keep an eye out. They have added a new podcast feature to YouTube. So you will, when you hit the create button, it'll be the one on the bottom. It'll say create podcast, and you will be able to turn an existing playlist into a podcast. I also found that out today because I was asking a bunch of questions about it. So I do not have it on this channel yet, but I will definitely be using that once I do get it. But they're going to be doing a big podcast push on YouTube. So if you have content that is serialized in some way, that would be good for that. Keep an eye out to see when you get the feature and switch your stuff over so that we can take full advantage, because a lot of people probably aren't going to notice it, and first mover advantage is a thing. Having said that, let's go ahead and get the sprint started in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And there we go. How did everybody do on that one?
I kind of just laid there and I was crocheting for a while, and then I kind of just almost took a nap.
I did some of the pain mitigations and had a weird idea for maybe a song. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It is sonic. I will definitely. It has sound. Whether it will survive to becoming a song or not, I don't know. But I captured it now, so it's this thing what I have for reasons I feel like I will need to discuss with my therapist one day. But yeah, I played around with that for a while, trying to get that weird thing out in my head. Yeah, Maggie and I were talking as she was looking to see if she has the feature. If it doesn't show up in the create, if you go, and I said this in chat already, but I know there are people that don't read the chat. So if you don't see it when you hit the create button, if you go to any of your, when you go to your content, it'll be very obvious because you will have, video, lives, posts, playlists, and then you should see podcasts. And when that happens, you can start creating them. You can then go to any of your previously existing playlists and select it and make it into a podcast and switch it over. What this is telling me is two things. One, they have realized that a lot of people are podcasting on YouTube and they want to figure out what podcasts they actually have. They're trying to do a census of that. Also, they have already created youtube.com/podcast podcasts, which will let you see what podcasts are available on the service. And they're going to be promoting it into YouTube Music and a couple other places. So I don't know if anything will come from it, but I feel like any signal we can send to the algorithm of my stuff belongs together is a good thing. Also, whatever the additional podcast features are, which they are being very sketchy about, that they are rolling out, those additional podcast features will only be available to creators in the United States at first, and then roll out from there. But I do not know what these additional features are. But I just happened to notice when I was over on the Creations Path thing, uploading the newest video over there, and I clicked to create, and I saw podcast, and I went, what? Down the rabbit hole I went. Speaking of which, if you would like to see a video of animated me explaining why, fine, I guess I'm a Christo pagan. Fine, just stop badgering me. It's fine. That's up over there now, and I'm actually quite proud of it. I think it looks really good, and I learned a lot of things making it that will make all of my video making a lot more fun.
Nice.
And it's also really fun because my face goes zoomy, zoomy, zoom all around. It's like follow the bouncing ball, except for the bouncing ball is my face. Which was fun to do. Got to find those things that you enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to say when we came back from the break, from the sprints. You can tell I've been doing the other things where we actually take breaks rather than sprints, can't you? But I don't remember what it was, because as the front gets closer, my joints are screaming louder, and my focus is going away with them. Ooh, started dinner, and on another stream talking about the origins of Lenin. Ooh, and That is amazing. Linen is wonderful and magical, and I loves it. The only fabric that I know of that becomes more cozy the more you launder it. It actually gets nicer over time.
Yeah.
That is its own kind of magic. Alrighty, I don't know what else to say or do because, like I said, I'm being pain-distracted. So, follow Megan over on Substack. Should be linked below. If not, I'm a bad person. At least your link tree should be down there. But
if not, it's right here, right there.
She has been writing amazing stuff over on Substack, and I highly recommend that you go check it out. I am doing a lot of my stuff over there as well. That's where you will be able to find all my fiction as well as my weird thoughts on things. And I'm also putting thread posts over there so that we can actually talk about stuff that gets said in the podcasts.
Nice.
I want a place to talk about that because the point of a podcast, unlike what a lot of people I think use them for, is not supposed to be me just pontificating for 30 minutes. It's I want to start a conversation, dang it. What? It was actually projectshadow.com is my Substack. And that should be linked below because I gave them the like $50 to connect my domain name and moved my website over. So Project Shadow should be linked down there because that actually is my Substack. I have two Substacks. I have projectshadow.com and creationspast.com. And since I owned the domains for both of them, it's a one-time fee to hook them up. And I was like, fine, I would do these. So hopefully, yeah, I get that because there isn't a .substack.com down there. Actually, my music channel doesn't have it. I have, so far as you know, 3 channels on YouTube, and only one of them has it, and it's the one where Glory and I have been, and others who have joined us, have been talking about all kinds of spiritual, mystical, crazy things. And I say crazy things because you got to see my latest video where it's just like, fine. It is exasperation, the video, and I kind of loves it. But yeah, it's the only channel that actually of that I have right now, or that I am a manager of, that has it. Huh. It will, as I understand it, when you set it as a podcast, once you get the feature, it will put that playlist into YouTube Music. Because like I said, my music channel does not have it.
Just the flex, man.
I don't know. Like I said, my music channel does not have it. So I don't. Which hopefully we'll have some new content shortly. I am quasi giving up on the idea of putting together another album because I actually have some tracks that are virtually done, and I'm just going to start doing singles again. Like I might ramp up and do an album or collect the singles up into an album, but I don't like just sitting on things. Like I'm very bad at keeping secrets unless it's like hundreds of thousands of words that I've written, and then I'm just like, it's fine, it can sit on the shelf. Apparently. But other than that, I usually like to put stuff out. So I'm probably going to get back into singles mode over there and putting stuff out. Hopefully not going into the full realm of Weird Al Yankovic-ery, but we may have done a very fun Unholy parody the other day. So It's Bob Burgers themed Unholy. And it's Linda singing about Bob and the Grill. It's very funny. Though, if you know anybody who can sing like Linda Belcher, I might actually record that and put it out into the world. It really needs a Linda Belcher. Like, it needs to be sold. So, if you know anybody who can sing like Linda, let me know. Alrighty.
Too bad there isn't that like fan account thing where celebrities, let you record
Cameo.
Yeah,
I will have to look and see if he has a
because
cameo.
that would be hilarious. That would be so fantastic.
So I'm going to do the long outro this time because I did tell myself that after every sprint I was going to play the trailer once, and I have not done it. So I'm going to play the trailer, then I'm going to play the outro credits, and we going to be gone. So see you all later. Hope you had fun. I will try to be streaming more regularly on this channel, but my life is crazy. Do start looking out, though. I will be having a Saturday stream, maybe starting this week, over on the Creations Path channel, and that's going to get me flamed and canceled by the right, because we're doing a Bible study, and it's going to be fine. What do these words actually say in the original Greek? What was the tradition that this actually came out of? What? Yeah. It's gonna be pretty, but it is the most requested thing, and I'm going to try to do it. Maybe starting this Saturday, we will see. But I can see the trolls now. I can feel the troll army getting ready for this to happen. Anywho, until next time. Bye.
In a world of mystery and magic, danger lurks behind every turn and terrible threats lurk in the shadows, unseen by everyone. In the Savras Archipelago, the Windjammer, Maeve Lamborn, needs to land a new patron in the worst way. Low on supplies and desperately needing the armaments to survive the Descensian threat, she's willing to take any job. A mysterious stranger offers her a simple task for a huge payout: retrieve a stolen relic. She jumps at what sounds like easy money to refit and restock her ship. Then she discovers the easier the job, the more it might get them all killed. Check out the Shadow Phoenix saga on ProjectShadow.com. New episodes every Tuesday.